Hey guys, CDTVThaG here. The G, of course, stands for Glasgow Trap Lord, and today we will be reacting to the new Kanye West album titled Ye. Now, I'm quite excited for this. I'm ready for it. I'd say overall, I'm definitely quite a fan of Kanye West. He's got an amazing discography, and I have no clue how this one is going to sound because Kanye is someone who switches up his sound completely with every single project, whether that's for the better or for the worse. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this album, I like the artwork, the I hate being bipolar, it's awesome thing. That's pretty funny, but also it's also kind of sad in a way. But the album title is something that, in all honesty, like just looking at it, I found quite underwhelming. Just calling it Ye. But maybe that title represents the album really well. Just looking at it, it just doesn't look nice. Even though I've tried my hardest to avoid this album being spoiled for me, and yes, you can give spoilers for albums, so stop it. But from what I have heard, it sounds like this is going to be quite a personal album. But that's the only thing I've heard. I don't know what he raps about on here, what he mentions. I don't know what it sounds like. I know absolutely nothing about it, which is how I like to go into albums. So let's start with track number 1, I Thought About Killing You.
Most beautiful thoughts are always besides the darkest. Today I seriously thought about killing you. And I think about killing myself, and I love myself way more than I love you, so...
Okay. It's a bit of spoken word here. It's nice, but I do want it to pick up just so... Oh. Because, you know, it's the opener to a 7-track album, so you want every single track to hit you.
I called up my loved ones.
Okay.
I called up my cousins. I called up the Muslims. Said I'm about to go dumb. Yay, season, nigga, we obey. How you gonna hate, nigga? We go way back.
That sounded like Drake there.
Don't get your tooth chipped like Frito-Lay.
Oh, don't get your tooth chipped like Frito-Lay. What a line to end on. I'm not sure how I feel about that song. I think it's a decent enough opener, but it was a bit of kind of like a lukewarm track, I'd say. Which is interesting because when your album is only 7 tracks long, about 25 minutes, I think, something around that, you want to make every single track one that just hits you, one that gets you. That's what Pusha T's album was, Daytona. That was amazing. Every single track hit me. This one, it's just a bit lukewarm. Kick it off with some spoken word, which is cool. It was just, you know, a bit of a slow-moving start to it, but I liked it. I liked what he was saying on there. And obviously, it's something that covers his mental health, which is, it's important that that's talked about. I like the underlying beat that had that kind of soulful sound to it. You know, I like that underlying part of the beat. When the drums kicked in the verses, I wasn't really feeling the drums that much. So let's move on to track number 2, which is called Yikes.
Shit could get menacing, frightening, find help. Sometimes I scare.
Okay, I'm feeling this already. I'm feeling this.
Tweaking off that 2CB, huh? Is he gonna make it TBD, huh? Russell Simmons wanna pray for me too. I'ma pray for him cause he got me too.
Oh, jeez.
That's why I fuck with Ye. See, that's my third part. That's my bipolar shit, nigga. What? That's my superpower, nigga. Ain't no disability. I'm a superhero. I'm a superhero.
Kanye scares me sometimes, man. It's cool though that he kind of sees his bipolar disorder as a superpower. That's nice, you know. He's taken something that most people would see as a negative and turning that into a positive. So that's good for him. As for the track as a whole, yeah, I quite like that one. I'm still not fully pulled into the album yet, which is weird. I really thought I would be early on, but I mean, the hook was nice on this track. I really liked the hook on this. That was catchy to me. I like that. The verses, the verses were okay. You know, there's a lot of talking about you know, drugs and drug addiction here, and it was an enjoyable track, just not the amazingness that I've been expecting. With that being said, I definitely think Yikes was better than the opening track, so it's improving for sure. So let's hope we get something really good with track number 3, which is All Mine. Oh, Ty Dolla sign. I think that was Jeremih in the hook. That's quite weird. It's kind of comical. It's weird because Jeremih is a really good singer, or at least, I mean, I don't really judge singing that much, but Jeremih makes a lot of very good sounding songs. So I'm not sure what the intention was with going with those incredibly high pitched vocals here to the point that they just sound comical. And that's the hook as well. So that's like the part that's going to appear the most in the song. So it's kind of strange.
I love your titties cause they prove I could focus on two things at once.
Jesus, man.
Let me hit it raw like fuck the outcome. Hey, none of us would be here without come. Hey,
What the fuck are you saying? I'm having really mixed feelings towards this album so far. See, that hook from Jeremih was it was catchy in a way. I'm gonna remember it, definitely. Windows updates not now. I'm not gonna update my laptop right now. Leave me alone. The hook, it's weird. It's not like nice to listen to in my opinion. The high pitched vocals are more like laughable than anything else. Dolla sound was cool here. I don't know why it was only in it for 4 bars though. I'm feeling S so far. So track number 4, we have the song called Wouldn't Leave.
and I know you and
Okay.
your own, I said halfway. I said stay
Nice.
They said hi, yay. Just imagine
Okay.
if they caught me on a wild day. Had to calm her down cause she couldn't breathe.
So we're talking about Kim here.
But she wouldn't leave.
Whoa, okay. Oh, so that's Jeremih again. Doing much nicer vocals here. This is what I like from him.
Oh, don't bring that up. That's gonna get me sentimental. You know I'm sensitive. I got a gentle mental. Every time something happen, they want me sentimental. We had an
Okay.
incident, but I cover incidentals. Me and you, that's infinity. I don't feel like she's running up.
Okay, there we go. That was a great verse, by the way. Oh, you know Dolla sounds there because of them angelic vocals that just surround you.
This is what they mean when they say for better or for worse, huh?
There we go. No, that was the first track on this album that I loved. I thought that was a great song. Everything about that was very nice. You know, you had a lot of content in his lyrics. He mentioned his interview with Sway. He mentioned his slavery was a choice comments and how people kind of reacted to it. The second verse especially I really liked. There was a great flow there. There was nice rhymes. And you know, it's all about, despite all these crazy, like, chaotic things that happen to Kanye, Kim isn't gonna leave him, and he's saying that, like, that's you know, because they love each other, and it's so nice. It's a cute message, and it's a very good track. It sounds beautiful. And then the final hook on there that had, like, I think it was like 3 different people. I know Dolla was definitely there, and there was like the choir vocals. Oh, that was good. That was very nice. Just great song. Great song. Alright, we're picking up some momentum. So now, track number 5, No Mistakes. Ooh. Another really nice hook.
Oh, I got dirt on my name. I got white on my beard. I had debt on my books. It's been a shaky ass year. I don't take advice from people less successful than me. Ain't no love lost.
He said that in a Breakfast Club interview before.
Too rich to fight you. Calm down, you light skin.
Is that a shot at Drake? Love those kind of uplifting tracks that Kanye does, man. Man, Kanye has mastered that kind of uplifting, almost like gospel sounding track style. Like that, really like that too. It's short and sweet, that one. And yeah, it's just another verse that kind of takes you through what Kanye's been through the past year or the past couple of years. Definitely starting to get the sense of it being a more personal album now. Even though, you know, Yikes and the first track, they were about personal subjects, don't get me wrong, but it didn't really connect with me in a way that I could really, you know, feel it and kind of empathize with it. But these past couple of tracks, man, they've been hitting the mark for me. Like I said, I remember he said this in a Breakfast Club interview, that I don't take advice from people less successful than me. Not necessarily sure if I agree with that piece of advice. If someone gives you good advice, it's good advice, you know? You should take it from anyone. It seems kind of close-minded to say that you'll only take advice from people more successful than you. So, track number 6, we're already on the second last song, and it really doesn't feel like it, and I'll talk about that a bit later. But track number 6, Ghost Town.
I've been trying
There's Cudi.
to make you love me. Someday we gon' set it.
Ooh.
Someday we gon' get this off. Baby, don't you bet.
Kanye's hitting the notes quite nicely.
Sometimes I take all the shine.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And nothing hurts anymore.
Ooh.
I feel kind of free.
Damn.
We're still the kids we used to be.
The features aren't labeled on the on Apple Music here, but whoever did this part is great. Yeah, that was another good track. I don't love it as much as the last two, but I still really do like that song. So yeah, we're on like a streak right now of songs that I enjoy. You know, great vocals again from everybody involved. It was interesting to have a verse with Kanye singing, because he's not a fantastic singer. It's not the main thing that he does, but he was hitting the notes fine enough there, and obviously he's got other tracks where he sings like Runaway that are really good as well. So yeah, his singing was nice here. It was a nice switch up, you know, something that just slowed down a bit compared to the past two tracks. And I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. So we're doing pretty good now. It did take a while for me to get into the album, but it's hitting me now. And of course, again, to whoever did those vocals on the outro, did a fantastic job. And now, I can't believe we're here already, but we're on the last track on the album, track number 7, which is called Violent Crimes.
In your seat, I know you want to cry all night.
Is this the same vocalist from the last track? Sounds good.
Don't you grow up in a hurry. Your mama be worried. Oh, it was a part of the story.
Aww. This track sounds nice. Right now it sounds like Kanye's talking to his kids with that hook.
Niggas is players, to niggas had daughters. Now they precautious, so them forgive me. I hope she like Nicki, I make her a monster. Now having menages, I'm just being silly.
Interesting thing to think about.
And I am a nigga, I know what they want. I pray that you don't get it all at once. Curves.
Okay, interesting.
Pervs all on the net. Reality is upon us.
Dolla again. Back in here.
I want a daughter like Nicki. Oh man, I promise I'm gonna turn her to a monster, but no menages.
So that was the lines that Kanye said earlier in the song. I don't know why that was there, but okay. Very nice track to close on. The hook in the intro was quite like heartwarming. I think the verse talks about Kanye's fears of people over-sexualizing his daughters when they grow up, which I'm sure is something you can relate to. If for all my dads out there in the audience, you know, that's probably something you can relate to. But yeah, it's a very interesting way to tackle that subject matter. It's a pretty heartwarming track and quite a nice way to close it. The outro by Nicki Minaj was a weird way to end the album. I know that it's referencing the lines that Kanye said earlier on this song, and so maybe that's just saying, you know, Nicki kind of wrote these lines and gave Kanye the permission to use them. But I mean, it was a weird way to close the album, hearing Nicki Minaj's voice. So, overall, how do I feel about Kanye West? Yay. What I do want to say right now is it doesn't feel like I've listened to a whole album, which is a very weird feeling. Even though those last 4 tracks, yeah, those last 4 tracks have been really great. Definitely the highlight of the album is the final 4 tracks. The first 3 are just kind of okay to me. It just feels, I don't know if I feel like I didn't get as much from it as I thought I would, or if it's just the fact that it's shorter. I don't know, but right now I got a feeling of just like kind of like incompleteness in a weird way. I think the best thing to do is compare it to Pusha T's album, because both 7 tracks long, both entirely featuring production from Kanye, and both around the 20-minute mark. After I listened to Pusha T's album, I was slightly just trying to figure out how I felt about it, but I did feel like I'd listened to a whole album. You know, it felt like a complete album to me. This one doesn't necessarily feel like a complete album. What I will say, I do like the subject matter. This thing kind of feels like a bunch of like diary entries from Kanye West, because each track is definitely very personal. You know, he talks a lot about his mental health here, which can be assumed from the front cover of the album. He talks about family, Kim Kardashian, his children, addiction to opioids. It's a lot of stuff that he covers on here. Production was pretty damn good throughout the whole thing as well. Just purely based on my first listen, I'd say slightly mixed feelings here. I think that's all I've got to say. Just a strange album with a fantastic closing run, but overall, taking it as a whole, it just doesn't feel like I've listened to a full album, and I'm a bit iffy on how I feel about that. So let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this album. Did you love it? Did you think it was okay, or did you dislike it? I will see you all in the next one, and this is CDTVThaG signing out.